Hey y'all, it's Michael, and today I'm here to talk about the books that I read in February. In February, it was Black History Month, and so I read actually all Black authors, and so that was really great. In accordance to my TBR, there were only 2 books on that list that I didn't get a chance to go to, and one of them I'm actually currently reading right now. So let's get started. Majority of these I've already done literally a video about each and every single book, so this might be really short. But the first book that I finished was Training School for Negro Girls by Camille Acker. Where the theme of all the stories is really it's coherent and very connected. So the first part of this is it's broken up into 2 parts, the lower school and the upper school. And here I saw, as soon as I was like, oh, I get this. She breaks it down to childhood and adolescence and a little bit of a teenager, and then the last part, which is part 2, she talks more about the adult grown-up side. This theme of learning is present throughout all of each and every single story, and I think that was my favorite part, is that there is this nuance. All right, the next one that I read was Friday Black by Nana Kawami Adeji Brenya. This is the one, that is the one. I am a little bit let down of that Friday Black. The actual title story is okay, it's not the best in my opinion. There are some in here, I'm not gonna lie, some of them were, as you saw, a little bit of a throwaway almost, because I was just like, I guess. And I wish the layout of some of this were a little bit different. I love that it's kind of Black Mirror-ish in the sense that it's kind of like dystopian, sci-fi, futuristic, maybe Afrofuturism, if some of the stories I guess you could say in there. I love the topics that it talks about, and it gives it this kind of twist in a way. After that, I read Nighthawk Stories by Charles R. Johnson. Because it probably deals with superheroes, which I always do enjoy. What I enjoy the most out of all of this, reading out of this collection, is that he approaches a short story in a very interesting way. And I'm really glad that introduction is in the beginning, because it kind of gives a mindset on what that approach is. And I think that it's what I would look for in a lot of short stories, is that quick, precise storytelling. There is no pussyfooting around. And then these 2 books I grouped together and did a video about them. The first one is Dangerous Liaison by Pierre Chaudelot Delacroix, translated by Helen Constantine from the French. And then with Dee Dee from Brown Girl Reading, the book that she chose to read was Unforgivable Love by Safrina Scott. So I read these books in tandem with each other because I wanted to see the source and then a retelling version of how it was. I love this. Hey, don't eat the ball! Yes. Oh my god. I am loving this so much. I think the word is fun. It's such a fun read. Oh my god. Check it out, because me doing the review was really fun. And then also just the live show was really, really great. We actually got to talk with Miss Scott herself, and it was awesome. So yeah, I'll link all of these videos down below so you can check it out. And then the next one that I finished after that was How Are You Going to Save Yourself by J.M. Holmes. American Vernacular English. I love that. And the first part of the first short story really exemplifies that, because it uses it it really is hip-hop, literary hip-hop. That's what I felt like it was. I mean, he even mentions it in the acknowledgement. So I really love that use, and I just really love the dialogue, because it really does add something so special to the stories. Now, okay, so I gotta say this out front. This does have some hard topics to read about. I'm not gonna lie, it has. Now, this was probably the most conflicting book that I read this year so far. I was really conflicted on how I felt about it. So check out that video so you can know more of my thoughts. Next is the only book that I didn't do a full-on review on because it was really short, and that's My Sister the Serial Killer by Oyinkan Brainwave. Make sure you follow my Bookstagram account, because I do real-time talk more about these books as I'm finishing them. And this one, I just felt really I just felt really in the middle about it. Like I wasn't excited to like, oh my god, you need to read it type of excitement, but I also wasn't like, this is not good. I gave it 2.5. I rated it 3 stars on Goodreads. Following Corita, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, and basically her sister Ayula is a serial killer, hence the name of the title. It's written it's written really well, and the chapters are really short, so it goes by really fast. It's like one of those reads, for me anyways, it's like a fun read, like just a fun popcorn read. I do like the topics about like misogyny and like the things that a person has to do in the society, like with women and whatnot. But for me, I just was literally in the middle for it, and yeah. The last one that I read this month was American History Stories by John Edgar Wideman. First off, his writing, I really like his writing. I can also see that it's not for every reader, because it's almost like maybe stream of consciousness almost, but like direct, short, quick sentences. It has a staccato rhythm to it when I'm reading it. It has this poetry beat to it, especially in some of the stories. His writing involves a lot of just like starting off at one point and then it's like branching out, like I mentioned, like just a whole bunch of lines. His writing style is one of those writing styles where you have to pay really close attention, because it can go into a bit of a tangent. I could agree to that. So some people would not like that. I know some readers don't like that. They just like to keep it straight on, but I thought it was fun. It keeps me on my toes. Reading 2 short stories every single day in February was a challenge for sure. Like it was hard to try to get in that much stories, because I was trying to read other books too, because I knew I had to finish Dangerous Liaisons and Unforgivable Love. I was like, I'm one of the hosts, I have to finish it. One of the books that was on my TBR that I didn't get to finish in time, because it's a big book, and that's Dahlgren by Samuel R. Delany. I just literally started on this as the filming of this video. So okay, I am doing a vlog review of this, so you can see more of my thoughts, but this is really interesting, like to say the least. It's a sci-fi fantasy dystopian, there's a lot going on. It's written very strangely. Like it's written like, the beginning was like, it's written like broken sentences, and it described things without actually describing things. Like it's so weird, but I'm really liking it. It's one of those books where I'm getting a lot of stuff, like I'm getting it, but I'm not getting it. There's a lot of sex in here, and it was like, oh, it presents this type of world where it's very it's like weird. Like it's a different type of world. I've never read anything about it, and plus the good thing about holding this off or until March was it stops literally at page 801. So that passes the criteria for the March of the Mammoths, which is to read a book that's 800 or plus more. So I'm going to read this. It's just really fun right now. So yeah, if you read this book, let me know what you think about it. I would love to hear your thoughts. I know there was a read along going on for that, but I was too far behind, and I had the priority for Unforgivable Love to read that before this. So yeah, but it's like a fun read so far. Like so far it's just like a really interesting read. I guess there'll also be my TBR-ish video too for March. You know what? Yeah, so I'm gonna combine everything together because I can feel like this video might be really short. First off, I'm going back to my 1 short story every single day. And I am on track, so yay! And my goal this time around, instead of a short story every single day, it's going to be a short story collection, so the book every 10 days, so 3 within a month, because I feel like that's a little bit more like it'll give me a little bit of a leeway, and at the same time give me more of a precedence to actually finish them on time, or like within a certain amount of time. I started filming another vlog review type of video. These vlog review videos that I've been doing this year has been really great, because they're surprisingly really easy, just picking up the camera anywhere, wherever I am, and just like talking about the book. That's it. So I think it's really fun, and I'm going to keep going with it. And so one of the things that I wanted to do, go back to my love of young adult, and I say this because I have been missing my book club meetings for the past few months, and that's because RuPaul's Drag Race, I miss it, because I need to watch RuPaul's Drag Race is one of those shows I need to watch it as it happens live, because since I'm so much on the internet, it gets spoiled so easily. some, not like it gets spoiled, so I need to watch it right there and then, because I will be spoiled and I'll be mad at myself. I starting a vlog review of me reading the book club book selection. Yeah, 1 day ago, 2 days ago, the 2019 Women's Prize long list have been announced, and you know what? I think I can actually low-key hikey, I think I can actually tackle it, and let me tell you why. So in comparison to the Man Booker, whenever the Man Booker books are announced, the books that are on that list, since both of these are UK-based prizes, a lot of the books on the Man Booker list are not out here in the US by the time they announce it. And so I would have to personally buy the book myself. And I'm trying to save money because I want to buy a new camera, and I've been using, I use the library a lot. So this time around, when I was looking at the long list for the Women's Prize, I was like, whoa. First off, I read 2 of the on the long list already. And majority of them, except for like 2 or 3, one of them is like released out later, so I have to wait for that. But then 2 of them, like the library doesn't have it, but I can always request those. And majority of the books on that list, my library has it. Granted, it's scattered everywhere within all the libraries, but there is a chance I can get them. So I was like, you know what? Let me do that. So I am doing, it's gonna be a 2-month-long video, me condensing it down to 20 minutes, hopefully, in a reasonable amount of time. That's my goal. In a reasonable amount of time, condensing 2 months of footage into a reasonable amount of time to present. So yeah, it's gonna be me reading, basically tackling, hopefully, the long list. So I'm gonna see how that goes. I'm not promising anything, but we'll see what happens. So yes, let me know anything that's going on. I would love to talk to y'all. I haven't. Yeah, it's so far this year, it's been a great reading year so far. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's been incredible. My reading has been so on point this month, like this year. Yes, I'm really excited. So yes, until then, I'll see you guys till next time. Bye.